Okay, Tina, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my new GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut your 7x28 trifocal for your new RayBan 2132, size 52, color 789, which is the blue-orange. So I went ahead and traced the shape of your frame, put in your pupillary distance, your bifocal height. We're cutting a polycarbonate lens on the Xyle. This is your lens that is +6. Minus, how's that for a magnifier when I hold that back? Can you see that there? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put it into the chuck and let it start cutting. The first thing that's going to happen is that this is going to come down and trace the shape of your frame onto the lens just to make sure it is large enough. Of which it is, but I just want to be safe. So it's tracing the concave side of the lens, which is closest to your eyelashes, and then it's going to trace the convex side of the lens, which is away from your face. The cutting wheel is down at the very bottom. It is like a heavy grit sandpaper that's going to grind away most of your lens, and then this wheel in the center is going to cut the groove, the bevel onto it, so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Now this is going to get kind of loud, so I'm going to close the door here in a moment, but I just wanted you to see it hit the cutting wheel as it gets started. Now this whole process, Tina, is going to take about 15 minutes. It is 8:27 on Monday, February 10th. It is raining in my hometown at 38 degrees. Now, I went ahead and blocked your right lens. This is your left lens. Can you see that? If you close your right eye, how well do you see out of there? That magnifies everything quite a bit. So I'm going to put your lens into my blocker, pull off the sticker, and I'm going to line everything up so I get your optical center dead center in front of your eye, and I'm going to block that lens. This is actually what holds it in place while it is cutting. You notice your lens is flat at the edges, almost like a nickel. It could stand up on its own if I was to take it out of there. But it will cut down to its final shape and put the bevel on there. Now you will be receiving the RayBan case, the RayBan cleaning cloth, and I'll even give you instructions on how to care for your glasses and your cleaning cloth so it will last you for years and years. Now Tina, I'm proud of you. I know you saw me wearing these in one of the videos, so you ordered them. This is the rarest of all the new Wayfarer colors. This is the only color that RayBan will not stock in their U.S. warehouses. They only keep this in Italy. However, it happens to be the colors of my hometown baseball team, the Durham Bulls, so that's why I stock it. Most people don't even know this color exists. The pharmacist next to me went to Auburn, and so he had to get a pair because it's his school colors. But New York Giants, Chicago Bears, let's see, Clemson Tigers, I'm sure there's some other schools out there with the same colors. You can show your team spirit by getting them. Now, since you've already gotten a pair of glasses from me before, I had all your measurements on file, so it was a piece of cake for me to cut these for you. From now on in the future, you can order any pair of glasses, and I can cut them for you. Now, if you notice, your lens a little bit thicker than most of them just because of the power. Your prescription, and of course everything's in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 6. If this were a ladder in your right eye, you are on the 24th rung. You have 6 full diopters of magnification needed. Without your glasses on, everything is much smaller than it appears in real life, which is nice if you're looking at my waistline, which, okay, hey, hang on, New Year's resolutions. See if I can drop a few pounds here. But with your glasses off, I look extremely skinny. So, you know, don't wear your glasses around me, that's fine. And then you have 2¼ steps of astigmatism correction. This first box gets everything the correct size. The second box takes away the fuzzy edges. The last number just shows us where to fine-tune everything to make it perfect. Take away all those fuzzy edges. So we're almost finished with the right lens. It is cutting down, giving itself a bath. as well as putting the bevel onto the frame, and then I'm going to snap them in there. Tina, I know you've been wearing glasses ever since you were a little girl. Your eyes have been getting worse every year. Every year, that aging process has not been kind to either of us. Actually, we look the same. Everyone else is getting older. So, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But in all your years of been wearing glasses, I know you've never gotten the chance, you said, to watch your glasses being made, so that's why I'm making this video just for you. For all your friends, when you're out there riding your Harley Davidson, you can look cute in your RayBan New Wayfarers. So I'm going to take the lens out of the chuck. This is what's known as the safety bevel. If you can see this little white substance, the lens had a little bit of rough edges on it. So using this, I smooth everything out around the edges. I use my thumbnail to scrape all this residue off. If you can see that on my hand, that is optical sawdust. Those of you who've seen more than one of my videos know that at this point, I like to scrape everything off, leave it on the counter, and then wipe it on the floor. So I'm going to dry your lens off and then try and mount it into the frame. So I'm starting at the outside corner, push down at the nose, and it's not quite there yet, so I want to take it down a little bit more. I'm going to take it down 1/10 of a millimeter, just to make it go in easier. And actually, I need to remove some of the optical sawdust that gets caught in the trap. Remove that, and now we'll keep cutting. Apologize, I'm going to check. My wife is sending me an email to see what's for dinner. But that's not it. That's something from geo-coaching. When I get my GPS out and go and find treasures. Treasures, I tell you, they're buried in the hills. So now it's just going around your lens and taking 1/10 of a millimeter off. Slowly, slowly, slowly. I always cut lenses a little bit big at first. You can always cut more off. You can never add back on in case your lens ever gets too small. There's nothing I can do about that. So measure twice, cut once. So, Tina, you thought you were going to look cute sitting on your Harley Davidson with these, the blue orange. They do not make a black orange. When they do, I'll be sure to send you one. Of course, you can pop your lenses out of any color and then pop them into another color years from now should they come out with a black orange. In just a moment, we'll check the size to make sure it fits. And then we'll start cutting the left lens. So Tina in Montana, who likes to ride her Harley Davidson all along the big open plains of Montana, big sky country. Now you asked that I put just a little bit of a gray tint in there because of your blue eyes. You're going to be very light sensitive. All tinting will be done here, and I will do it for you as soon as I'm done. Let's make sure and check the size of this lens. So I'm going to take it out of the chuck. I'm going to dry this off because I do not want to mess up my perfect streak of never dropping a lens on live TV. It does happen. I'm just going to be very careful. Scrape off the schwarf, which is the technical name for this. Kids, you know what's coming next. Onto the floor. There we go. That drives my wife crazy. Sorry, honey. Of course, Valentine's Day is coming up this week. I'll make it up to you. I'll make it up to you. Or you can make it up to me, however you want to work this deal. Okay, so I start in the outside corner and then push using my thumbs. It snaps into your frame. No edge thickness can be seen while it is in the frame. That's why this was a great selection with your powers. So I'm going to take your left lens, flip it over, and now cut the left. Into the block it goes, and just like the step before, it's going to trace the shape of your frame onto the lens just to make sure it is large enough. So we're just halfway through. It is now 8:35. It's still 38 degrees on Monday, February 10th. So, Tina, you got any special plans for Valentine's Day? You can take a little lover's ride on your Harley, go to some quiet cabin or bed and breakfast and have fun. Okay, so I'm going to take the block off. that was on there. I'm just going to snap that off the lens, peel off the sticker that holds everything in place. One thing I'm going to do is make sure this lines up to sit perfectly. Measure your bifocal height. Make sure it comes out to 24, which it does. And now I'm going to pop this in there. Let's see. The astigmatism correction is at 33. I'm going to set the axis wheel on my Marco 101 lensometer. And now would be a good time for you to look at all the dust that's sitting on top of that. That does check out to be a perfect 6 diopters plus 6. I'm going to check the cross curve, which is the second curve. I'm reading plus 375 because if you had $6 and you spent $2.25, you would have $3.75 left, and that's where we're at. Hopefully you can see that on there. I'm going to use my graph to make sure that the bifocal is lined up straight, and it is. And now we'll just wait for your left lens to cut. So, all right, Tina, close your left eye, look through here. Everything should be clear when you look through that. I'm going to raise it up so you look through the trifocal, and you should be able to read the newspaper. Of course, you're going to get some really weird effects if I go over that with the lens. Hopefully you can see that magnification as I move. As I get closer, that's going to be even bigger. So Tina, your prescription's a little bit stronger than average. Okay, a whole lot stronger than average. I don't want to mislead you. But then again, you laugh when you talk to me on the phone knowing how strong your lenses are. I'm just trying to make you feel better about it. That's all, girl. Come on, girl. Feel good about yourself. At least you can see. I have a patient today who, a professor here at Duke University, who got diagnosed with macular degeneration. His favorite thing is reading. And he just can't do it anymore. Macular degeneration is a blind spot that passes all the way through your optic nerve going up to your brain. And if you did have a blind spot, imagine being a big magic marker spot or a painted dot. At least you can turn your head to try and move the blind spot out of the way. And actually this is pretty cool. When I close that magnification, hopefully you can see RayBan made in Italy through the lens. When I pop it in on the other side, you will see where it says RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer color 789. Which, by the way, is a great punchline to kids' jokes. Why is 7 afraid of 9? No, let's try this again. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Man, I've already blown the setup. All right, pretend you didn't hear that. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. All right, when you have to explain a joke, you lost it. Grandpa, I'm sorry. He's the one who taught me that. If you have to explain a joke, quit. You've lost the audience. Sorry, Gramps. I can cut lenses. Can't tell jokes perfectly every time. So I'm going to take the lens out of the chuck. Hey, Chuck. Okay, Charles. I don't know you on a first name basis yet. Put the old safety bevel on there. You know what? I did not dry off the lens. And okay, since you see me throw it on the floor to make my wife happy, I will drop it in the trash can this time. Just to show her I can do it. It's Valentine's this week, so I got to act real nice. So to put your lens into the frame, I start at the outside corner, push down with my thumbs, and it snaps in perfectly. I'm going to de-block your lens, pull off this sticker, use my graph to make sure that both of your trifocal lines are at the same height, and they are. And now I'm going to check the power of your left lens, which is a plus 350. There is that. That checks out perfectly. I'm going to check your pupillary distance of 52. And actually, let me put a good red dot on there so you can see the edge. This is how you test the bifocal distance of a line style bifocal, and a trifocal is considered that. So from the corner of one bifocal segment to the other is 52, and hopefully with my PD stick you can see the 52 right there at the corner of your other bifocal. I'm going to use my optical grade acetone to clean the red dots off of your lenses that I put on there to mark right and left. Because of the color of your frame, I'm going to use my orange cleaning cloth to clean it off from the residue. And then the last thing I'm going to do is make sure the frame is in standard alignment, meaning I put it on the counter. Make sure that there is no wobble, flip it over, do the same thing. That's perfect. Close the hinges. And just out of curiosity, I wonder if you can see where it says use that magnification to see the color size. Hopefully you can do that in there. But Tina, thank you very much for buying your frame and lenses from me at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. And Tina, you have got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.